Hello there, I am Catherine Torgerson with the Catholic Biblical School of Michigan. I am on the faculty at the school, and I'm here today in my role as Director of Curriculum to talk to you about the books for Year C, Called to Return to Love. Our book list can be found on our website. If you go to the Participants tab and choose Year C, you will see a variety of materials to help you for the upcoming year. And if you go to the order form, you can actually print up a paper copy of the book list. We know some people find it easier to read on paper than on the website, so that can help you if that's the case. You do not have to order your books from us, of course, but if you order them online, we will have them shipped directly to your home, and any profits go toward our scholarship fund. Now, you will be very happy to know that this year there are only 3 required books. So the first is, of course, a Catholic Study Bible. So if you have gotten this far and have not upgraded to a new Old Testament, something that has been published since 2010, this is the year to do it. The prophets bring us God's eye view of what is happening in the history of the Jewish people. They tend to be steeped in a lot of cultural imagery and poetry, and so study Bibles are really valuable in helping us understand what is happening. None of our resources are going to give you a verse-by-verse explanation. And so study Bibles, while not being verse by verse, do at least go a little more into some specific verses than other resources might. Now, if you're not sure what study Bible to get, we do, of course, have information on our website. You can find that with the book order form, and if you print it up, there are 2 pages of information on study Bibles we sell and others that students like to use. On the resources tab on our website, there is a links section that will get you to links about translations and study Bibles and how the Bible came to be. So all of those may help you as well. Now, if you already have a Catholic Study Bible, you're set. You only need 2 books, so that's really great news. The first is, of course, Summer Reading. And this year we are using Knowing God the Father through the Old Testament. This is not specifically about the prophets themselves. This is a book that really draws us back into the Jewish mindset of the covenant and who God is in the Old Testament eyes. So we've kind of been immersed in the New Testament and Jesus. Now we are reminding ourselves, who is God in the Old Testament? And so this book gives us perspectives on God through different characteristics, different aspects of his character. So you'll read this over the summer. It's also a great reference tool at various times during the year. And there are, of course, summer reading questions. And you will discuss those your first week back in class in the fall. Now, our textbook for the year is Introduction to the Prophets, Their Stories, Scrolls, and Sayings by Thomas LeClerc. You want the 2nd edition of this book. There are expansions in it, material not found in the 1st edition, so the 2nd edition will definitely benefit you in your studies this year. There are also some chapters in here that are good to read over the summer, and those are listed on the sheet that gives you your summer reading discussion questions. What we like about this book is that it's told from a Catholic perspective, and Mr. LeClerc brings in big themes and overview topics for the prophets. So he doesn't go chapter by chapter through the prophets, but lets you know what to look for in each prophet as a whole. He also relates it to our liturgy. So that's all that's required, just those 3 books, the Study Bible, Summer Reading, and Thomas LeClerc. Now we do have some optional books. 3 of our prophets we go a bit more in depth in. We have Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, and we spend several weeks on each. So if you are looking for a verse-by-verse commentary, we have options for those. For Isaiah and Ezekiel, we have Warren Wiersbe's B series. Now, he is a Protestant minister, but what he really excels at is helping us understand how the prophets are leading the way to the New Testament as well as what they mean for us today. This is fairly easy reading. He includes some reflection questions if you're interested in that. Now, we do read generally 10 to 15 chapters a week in the prophets, so you don't want to overwhelm yourself, but if you are interested in a little extra reading, this can help you. And then for the prophet Jeremiah, we have Eugene Peterson's Run with the Horses, a wonderful book about how we can think about Jeremiah's message and his life for us today. Eugene Peterson is another Protestant minister. Some people find his writing a little too stream of conscious, a little too meditative for them. But for those who like that kind of reading, there's a lot of valuable ideas and insights in this book. For a Catholic perspective, we have two books that will help you. One you've heard about certainly the last 2 years, You Can Understand the Bible by Peter Kreeft. This is a great option if you want a 5 to 6 page introduction in addition to what Thomas Leclerc has in his textbook. Then at the academic end of the scale, we have A Catholic Introduction to the Bible, the Old Testament by Bergsma and Petrie. This is the academic approach to the Old Testament. It is very readable, but it's pretty dense. It's much more thorough in what it says. You can see there's a much smaller type font than what other books might have. They do not give a verse-by-verse commentary, but they do give a wonderful synopsis chapter by chapter. They talk about theological themes, how the church uses this at worship. They also have sections discussing some of the more academic debates, which we don't get into in the biblical school, but for those who want a really solid, more academic-minded resource to have on the bookshelf, this is a great one. So that's it for books for Year C. It's a nice, easy year in terms of what you need to think about buying. There is more information and more details on our book list on our website, so do go there to get all of that extra information and have a wonderful year with the Prophets.